Cześć, dobra. Trzeci odcineczek. Jesteśmy tutaj. Zgaduję, że z nimi nie... A nie, da się pogadać. Ale... O, tutaj ktoś jest.
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river, dry it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
Alright, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Jezu.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Jakaś krwi. Wsadzę na tyle powodzenia zyskasz. Hipnoza. Ja nie chcę hipnozować. Ja nie chcę. Ale ja nie chcę. Kurde, ja nie chcę. Ale chyba muszę.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
Ja nie chcę go zabić. Idziemy do lekarza. Jeśli się nie będzie dało, no to będzie w chuj słabe. Serio. No to jest słabe, no przykro mi. Zresztą zaprawać go w ustronne miejsce, no tutaj i tak nikogo nie ma, co nie?
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
Whoa, I feel giddy.
Ale już jest zdrowy. No, chodźmy porozmawiać z tym.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
Chodźmy porozmawiać z tym doktorem, może ten... Powiemy mu o tym... No, okej. Już ich nie ma. To może... Dobra, na początku sobie obejdziemy to dookoła. Może tutaj będzie po prostu coś ciekawego. Niewielki fragment zwyczajnego uchwytu. To jest? Nie. Ładnie jakieś. Jezu. Nie będzie na 6. O! Nie. Zdrowy.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible
Jego twarz coś mi przypomina, jakąś postać.
Actually, yes.
Ale nie
We
potrafię
met
sobie
once
przypomnieć.
before at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember.
Tak
I
naprawdę
was
to pewnie
assisting
nie.
Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Wskazówka,
What can
powiedz
you
mi o
tell me about
personalu.
the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Jakie są
Tell me more
pozytywy?
about cherished people then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
To sądzisz o
Any
dyrektorze.
opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
O, wróć.
What is the...
This hospital...
It's more...
Don't be...
Aha, zablokowałem sobie dostęp do innych odpowiedzi. Tutaj nie mogę, osobiste pytania. Potrzebuję wskazówki.
Do you need any medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Come on. Don't be ridiculous, dear colleague.
Mam coś jednego. Dobra, to żegnam.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Boję się, że jak tak skipuję to boję się, że mogę ich zaatakować. A, dobra, nie mogę ich zaatakować, okej.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Ma dziwną minę, jak mówi.
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you.
Coś, mimika twarzy raczej będzie tutaj słaba.
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
Mam
I
kilka
would like to
pytań.
ask a few questions.
O, idziemy, jak
And
się
Mr.
miewa.
Hampton, the patient we brought in. How does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
Kim jest
What
Zosan
kind of
Swanson?
man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
No jest egzorcystą. A mnie lepiej
It's
się nie
right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most
Nie,
compassionate...
nie mogę się patrzeć jak ona jak jest zrobiona animacja tej twarzy.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Dobra, i tak wszystko
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
i tak wszystko obrobimy. Tam jest ten gość, tutaj jest jakiś typ. Ale on jest tutaj. Mam ja? Nie to. To jest szpitalek Inhampton. A, to jest ten ksiądz, tak? Okej. Tu jest ze 40 ludzi, których mógłbym zabić.
The patients are not fools. They know we are overwhelmed.
Tutaj też jest pielęgniarka, ale to jest też w środku. Murzyn.
Good evening, sir.
Wygląda na
I'm
tego,
Dr.
na
Jonathan
wojskowego.
Reed. I'm new here.
I've already
Znaczy,
heard
na
about you,
żołnierza.
Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks,
A, jednak
the
nie.
ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I
I'm
no,
not
i
sure I
kamera jest
understand what
spierdolona.
you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
O,
How
Jak
is the
wygląda
situation
sytuacja?
around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital. That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
a w zasadzie jakby wampir zarazi się jakąś taką chorobą, no... Jak ta hiszpanka. Hiszpanka to chyba jakaś choroba krwi, co nie? Mogę teraz pierdolić głupoty. To co by się stało?
I'd like to see your...
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun.
Dobra, co tutaj mamy? Strzelba Miltona. Ile mam hajsu? 32. Nabój. Co ja mam? Nie mam w sumie niczego. Dobra, no to ten. Dobra.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Mogę z nią pogadać?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
No jest jebnięta i tyle.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what
Please, describe...
I can hear my body crumble from the...
I see. Have you?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered...
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and
I'm assuming you must be a patient.
It's only a cover. To hide from my end.
Who are the...
I cannot say for sure. But
The staff here are not your enemy. They're...
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white.
I see. Don't worry.
Thank you, mortal. But do not...
Do you require my
I have no need for your medicine, doctor.
Osobiste pytanie.
Who are you really?
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal?
I'm curious to know who you were before...
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember.
I'll leave you.
No dobra, po prostu no, trzeba z wszystkimi pogadać, no. Gra RPG, o to chodzi.
I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How would you describe...
It's serious. The flu is...
You must get a hold of yourself.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you.
Możecie w mikrofonie słyszeć krzyk dzieci z zabaw, ale no.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins.
Tam było chyba zdziwiłbyś się. To kolejny błąd ten
Just a test result away
w tłumaczeniu.
from a miracle.
So,
How is the Pembroke staff?
well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual.
Why is Milton
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation.
Why does Milton
I don't know. Just ask him.
Wróć, osobiste pytanie, nie mam niczego,
Goodbye.
żegnam. Żegnam. Gdzie jesteś, panie Milton? Gdzieś spierdolił. Dobra, pewnie z tobą też mogę
Good evening,
pogadać.
Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken...
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
To chyba jest jakiś żart. Dotyczący jakiegoś, nie wiem, przystojnego gościa z tamtych czasów.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for you?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills.
Who is treating you?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about.
You don't seem worried.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Śmieję się w duchu. Potrzebna wskazówka, osobiste pytanie.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to...
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what...
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
How close are you to Miss Hawcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless.
Coś z niego wysysa, ale czy to jest krew, no to nie wiem.
While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof.
So do you let her bite you?
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here.
You do realize she...
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real.
Przy przeklikiwaniu tego jest...
I'm fine. Just do something for...
Goodbye for now.
Przy przeklikiwaniu nie ma tego.
The pain. It's here again.
Nie ma całej linii dialogowej. Inhampton.
It's locked, all right.
Pogadajmy z księdzem.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood.
You dared to enter this awful place.
I'm just a man trying to help his friend.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still...
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Hańba!
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
What is the general
The
situation?
situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers' trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show. With the
Ale
assistance of her
on
mummy,
jest
Boots
na
Dimpy.
dole.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know? The sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
What do you do for a living, Mr.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks, and I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
To wiara może nadaje jakiś tych magicznych właściwości
How do you
pewnie.
feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir.
Have you made friends?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke?
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
O,
Goodbye, Mr.
to ciekawe. Może mogę z nią jeszcze
Good
pogadać.
evening, Mr.
I need blood, Doctor.
Osobiste pytanie.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Jeszcze jedna wskazówka, tak? A nie, dwie. Ty jest, to jest. Społecz. O!
I'll leave you.
No to dobra, no to... To teraz druga strona. Nieznany okularnik.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Ten wygląda trochę jak szympans.
Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Please, could you tell me something about...
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you...
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
Jestem pana psychofanem i robię to,
It's
co wszystko,
always
co
a
pana.
pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
I based my technique on my mentor's
Coś tam wył jak
He
testowiron.
helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories at first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against...
Dobra, wróćcie w szpitalu.
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea.
You seem quite optimistic.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our...
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you need help with...
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the...
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products
I see. Well, give me the address.
No dobra, kolejne zadanko.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him? Or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Tell me, Mr. Fiddick.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Goodbye, Dr. Strong.
Tutaj jest jakiś nieznany jeszcze lekarz.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Haha! Masz jakiś problem,
If you have
gościu?
a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital, instead of a burden.
No,
Since your
gość,
tenure in this hospital
gość
is
nas
not
nie
like
lubi.
mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me.
Carelessness?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. but I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
Other people may say that's too conservative a point of view.
Conservative? And what are you going to say to Mr. Fiddick if he loses his arm because of the operation? Because that's what's going to happen if the surgery is a failure.
No dobra. Znowu jest to
I don't know what
pytanka.
you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
Knowledge has always been and will remain our main weapon, and it has always come at a price. And personal initiative.
It is not a question of initiative, it is a question of integrity. These men and women have put their faith in us, Dr. Reed.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. Thank you for...
No dobra, no. Ale ona jest tam... To jest Harvey. Harvey? A, on. Dobra, ale i tak, no już trochę długo to trwa, więc tak, no następny odcinek pewnie to będzie taki przegadany, bo no jeszcze pewnie tak, no trochę postaci w tym szpitalu jest. No to do zobaczenia w kolejnym odcinku, cześć.